online broadcast network, AFTERBUZZ TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your number one source for after-show entertainment. AFTERBUZZ TV, the destination for TV superfans. Producing aftershows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows. Interviewing celebrities and showrunners. And bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
Yeah! Nice. Hey guys, welcome back to another AfterBuzz show for Nashville. It's season 3, episode 21, called Is the Better Part Over? I'm one of your hosts, JJ Jurgens, and you can follow me at JJ Jurgens. And I'm joined here tonight by a full panel of 3 beautiful ladies.
Hey you guys, I'm so happy to be back. My name is Keetin Marchi, and you can follow me at Keetin Marchi.
Hey y'all, I'm April Whisenhant. You can find me at April Whisenhant.
And I'm Marisa Serafini. You can follow me at Serafini TV. on Twitter, but yeah, at Serafini TV.
And if you guys haven't done so yet, go ahead and go to YouTube and subscribe to the channel. We only have 1 episode left after all this, so we want to hear all your comments, what you think is going to happen in this finale. We got some teasers at the end of the show tonight. It looks like it's going to be a good one or a sad one. Sad one. Anyway.
I started crying. I was like really emotional at the end of this episode, and I can't with the preview for next week. I'm like really stressed about it.
There was a lot of emotion in this episode.
So
a lot of words.
Yes. A lot from Rayna that we've never seen before.
Yeah.
I loved it though.
Yeah, I think it's just all these past episodes when Rayna's, she's always the one who always has to put that strong front. She always has to be strong and have everyone else break down, but she has to like be that solid person. And tonight, I think it just ate her up alive.
She finally, I think, let herself. She let herself be vulnerable for the first time in a very long time. As you said, I don't think we've ever seen this vulnerability from Rayna in a scene like this. It was such a short scene too, but gosh, that just seeing her kind of really just let herself grieve. Let herself grieve, I think, was so important. It's late, you guys. I'm struggling, and I was very emotional during this episode, so I can't even use my words.
Right there with you, yeah. I just think I love the scene. I didn't write a whole lot of notes tonight as I usually do, but that one thing I put was great scene with Deacon and Rayna, and I just thought I liked how real it was. I liked that that she was just listening to old songs of theirs, which I think is something that you would do if you're about to lose that person that you have all these memories and these songs with. And I mean, the songs alone, like we were about crying when she was just listening to that. So, and it just those two together, like we've always said it, you just can't get enough of watching them act together. And I thought that they just nailed it in that scene.
Even the song that they sang together at the Bluebird, I think that song was so great.
Oh yeah.
And I mean, I know like we complain about Connie a lot, about her stage presence and her singing a lot, but she sounded so good in this episode, and her and Deacon's voices blended so well. When they just break it down, do it acoustically, just their raw voices, I think that's where Connie really shines. And and you just see why these two are cast as the leads of this show, because they carry it and they're so good.
They're amazing.
So good, whether they're singing or acting.
Yeah. And I loved how even last week's episode and this week, we see a lot of flashbacks and a lot of old memories from Rayna. So, yeah, it just caught up with her.
I kind of like that they have kept her this strong character until now. Like, until only Deacon could make her break down like that. No, I mean, she's been through a lot of crap throughout these 3 seasons. And only, like, him potentially not being in her life could break her down like that. So, I mean, obviously I don't like to see her break down, but I'm like, I mean, they just have that connection that would be the only reason that would make it happen.
And
go ahead.
And we even heard her say, I think for the first time we've ever heard her say it out loud. I mean, we've been able to see it on her face for all these three past seasons. Anytime she's dealing with Deacon, which has gotten us as an audience so frustrated, but she said aloud today, I can't imagine my life without you in it now. And it was just like, duh, Rayna, how long did it take you to realize that you've had him into your life and you used and abused him, and I'm so frustrated with you, and now you finally have him, and it's almost too little too late. I hope it's not Nashville writers / CBS or ABC exec.
Yeah, I think very good point. And I also think even when I thought it was a good moment when we see Juliet coming into her office throwing another one of her kind of like attitude
Tantrums.
yeah, exactly. And even then when you think, I thought maybe that would be the point we'd see her just lose it on her and put her in her place too, but she didn't then either. She just stays connected and she's like, I can't deal with this now, and leaves, which I like that. So I agree with you. I like that she saved the breakdown with him.
She walks
like,
away.
right.
But then do you know who walked in the door at the end of this episode? Throwing shade. Throwing shade, Miss Beverly.
Yeah.
Oh, Beverly.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, let's talk about that moment for a minute.
What
because
was that?
Because you
Seriously.
had an interpretation which I
that's
didn't
what
necessarily get, but I don't know what I got. Like,
I think what I thought I got as soon as Beverly looked at Rayna, I thought it was her telling her, now he's mine, now he owes me something, he doesn't owe you anything. Now she has a one-up finally on Rayna with Deacon, because she felt like she lost Deacon to Rayna so many years ago, and then thus blames Rayna for her not having a relationship. And now she's gonna get him back, and she's gonna own him and have a one-up on Rayna, and that was what that look was.
No, I completely agree.
Yeah.
I think when I was watching, I was like, oh, the shade from her. There's such a sinister look on it, and we know Beverly. She has a lot of. She doesn't think clearly, doesn't have the best judgment, and then I think I completely agree, Keetin. It's like, I now am doing something for Deacon, and he's my possession in a way. I'm doing this for him, not for you, Rayna.
It just sounds like an ex-girlfriend storyline, though.
It
But I
does.
completely agree with it. But it's like, okay, I'm very close with my little brother and super protective over him. But it's like, she almost treats it in a way like she is like a girlfriend of some sort, because I think she's jealous, not because of, well, she's definitely jealous of the career, but she's also jealous of the relationship that he and Rayna have. But it seems like she makes it seem like it's more than just, he's my brother and I want to spend time with him. Not to say she has those feelings, that's not what I mean, but it just, I don't know, it just comes off in a weird way to me.
I totally agree.
I have a serious
I agree with
prediction.
everything being said.
It's a status thing.
Yeah.
It's a status thing. Like, she has nothing that she feels like she can beat Rayna at.
Right.
But this is something that she can, like, thus, again, have a one-up and beat Rayna at. And that's saving Deacon's life. Rayna can't save Deacon's life, but Beverly can. This is going to be something she holds over Rayna for the rest of her life.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Beverly.
She's the worst.
I know.
Ulterior motive to it.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
I have a serious prediction on her.
Oh, write it down. Don't forget it. You need to write this down. Write it down.
I might need to.
Write it down.
All right.
I don't want you to forget it. I'll be
Thank
so
you.
angry. What's next?
Well, let's see. Let's jump back to let's talk a little bit about Teddy. Teddy.
He's just
that
digging himself
grave,
down, right?
man. He's digging it.
It stresses me out every time I see Teddy on screen, and every time his storyline pops up. Like, my heart just starts racing. I'm like, I can't watch. I feel like it's like a horror movie, because I'm like, you're just ruining your life, and you're gonna you're gonna really hurt your daughters and Rayna. And I'm like, no, Teddy, no, just get out. Get out while you still can.
Yeah, and like one bad decision after the other.
He can't win.
No. Poor guy.
I feel like by him wearing this wire to get this information from the senator, it's like they're still going to use it because he's going to be helping. I don't know. I feel like they're going to totally turn it against him, or the senator's going to find out. And Teddy, I see no son in Teddy's future, pretty much.
Well, and now, because Tandy's getting in trouble with what he's, the information that's coming out. So now Rayna's going to be even, more mad, the fact that he's getting Tandy in trouble. So he can't win in any of this.
I miss Tandy.
I miss Tandy.
She needs to come back.
too.
And she needs to come back in the
We
studio.
love Judith.
Judith Hogue was awesome.
She was so cool. She was April in Ninja Turtles. Yeah. And she was also in Halloween Town. Yeah, she's the coolest.
Yeah, she was.
Yeah. I can't even with her.
She's
I love you.
amazing.
Shout out.
She needs to be back on the show, and I think that was a way to cleverly get her back onto the show. So, because she left for a good while.
Too long. Bring Judith back.
Get her back in here.
But I don't want to see her in Scrubs. I mean, not Scrubs. The jail thing? The orange.
Jumpsuit.
She's orange is not the new black for Tandy, so let's not do that.
So what do you think? I mean, I guess it's prediction, but I mean, houses do you
Someone
think he's
has
gonna
to find out.
Yeah.
I'm just waiting for that day. Someone's gonna find out that he tried to embezzle $500,000 because if one person knows, and you see, and we'll get to it, but you see how quick news spreads in Nashville. One person knows, and he's such a high leader and high up in society that people are gonna know, and they're gonna find out fast.
I just think that the story of like, oh, this guy, let me help you, but you have to help me, it came out of nowhere. So I'm like, something just seems kind of fishy about it, because he's essentially doing the exact same thing that, I can't remember her name, but the prostitute did to him. I mean, she wore a wire in order to, Natasha. She wore a wire in order to get off. That sounds about more accurate. And now he's going to be doing the same thing. I don't know. It just seems really fishy, and nothing good is going to come of it.
No.
I agree.
Does he really like being the mayor that much? I mean, I feel like he could like get around going to jail for a long time. Maybe he couldn't, but I'm like,
I think it's more. I don't think it's at this point. And thank God at this point it's not about being mayor. I think at this point it's about not putting his family through what he knows they would go through if all of this came out. Which makes me happy that we've seen that character growth with the Teddy character of now he actually is truly caring about his family. But it seems like the more he tries to do to help his situation, the more he just is digging his grave deeper and deeper, and like he's screwed. I mean, I don't know if he's gonna get killed off or what's gonna happen, but Teddy is his days are numbered.
Yeah, and it's all too bad because, to be honest, I mean, what really happened in the beginning is not that big of a deal.
Right.
If he had just, I mean, and the fact that he can say, honestly, that he didn't even know in the beginning, you know, because Jeff, and everybody hates Jeff, so he could have easily just, you know, just said that he set him up and he didn't know, and Jeff's the one getting Layla drugged, and you know, so it's like he would have been fine. But and then I think, to be honest, even if he then knew and said, well, I continue to date a prostitute, still, I mean, in this day and age, like, come on.
Well, it's not as big of a deal in comparison to the other stuff that he did in order to try and cover it up.
Yeah, right, now the list is like, okay, that's
right. Yeah. But tonight they kept mentioning Lamar and everything he's done in his when he was in power in that position, and I think it's just like Teddy's always been in his shadows, and now realizing that he's kind of like Lamar in the same ways, and he's doing all these shady things in the government. It's like, how much different was he from Lamar? Yeah. And so I think it's just him trying to protect his family, because Lamar didn't really do that.
No.
Right. I miss Lamar.
I do too. Talk about a character gone too soon.
Totally.
Right?
I mean, I think I think bad writing on that one. I think he would have been so fun to keep playing with and have him meddling and stuff. And he's just got that, like, Dallas vibe, you know? That having that.
Maybe he faked his death to get out of this
situation.
That.
I would love it. Love it. Right.
Can we get Lamar back?
Start the petition.
Dun dun dun.
Season
4. All right. Well, let's jump on the crazy train.
Talk
a little bit about Miss Juliet.
I knew it was postpartum. I knew it. I called it. I called it. The first episode that baby was here. She's going crazy, and I feel so bad. And I'm so happy that this is a topic that's being brought up on our television show. Prime, I guess is it prime time? It's prime time. Yeah. Primetime TV show. I think it's great to see kind of a very strong female character kind of come to grips with this disease that I feel like a lot of women nowadays they know about it. They don't think it's going to happen to them, but it's a very serious thing that happens, and a lot of people don't know that much about the details of it. So it's interesting to kind of learn about this and see them kind of explore it with the character like Juliet.
Yeah.
I mean, I like the fact that they're touching on that, but if you just look at the country music today, so many female artists have been pregnant, and so many are still successful after the pregnancy and after they started families. And it's like they're still winning awards, and they still have a very solid career. It's like she has nothing really to worry about. I mean, I think it's more so her personality and the way she treats people that will really kill her career compared to her music and her talent. Right. But I think if they're going to be anything like the country music in today's society, in the real world, is that a lot of artists take 1, maybe 2 years off and still come back with a bang.
But I think that's what they're showing with this, with her having postpartum, is that like this is a very different situation than all these other successful females that are out there in not only the country music world but the regular music world, and even in Hollywood, that this is something that it's not just the everyday normal people that get affected by this. So I don't know. I'm excited. I'm bummed there's only one more episode to kind of learn about this and I really wanted to get brought back just so we can see more about how she's going to deal with postpartum and what you can do to deal with it.
Yeah. I think that the whole intervention situation, that was of course that was bound to blow up in their faces because Juliet is just not the type of character that is going to take an intervention well, especially like with her. I mean, I guess she does know her doctor pretty well, but it's just like she's not the type of person that can really be like, hey, we're all here for you. She tends to do better when it's one-on-one, like a really personal thing. So I'm not surprised that the intervention didn't work at all and she stormed out. I mean, in true Juliet fashion, I guess.
I agree. Although I like the fact that they did it, because I think there's no way she was either going to listen to one-on-one, one person either. She can just bully, one person so...
Well, because they've all kind of tried to do the one-on-one thing. They very much have tried to be like, hey, let's talk about this. You need to rest. Like, Avery, everybody's tried. And so I think this was kind of the next step of trying to have her realize, that she does have a problem, because she has to accept that she has a problem before they can do anything for her, because she's not going to accept the help. So, and I think we'll get there.
Yeah. I think that's what's so bad about it right now, is because she seems like she genuinely doesn't think she has a problem. Like, she just thinks, I have to focus on my career. And I said last week, I'm like, I get that. I love a girl who's like, wants to get straight back to her career, but like, still be a mom at the same time.
Well, and she's taken everything's to the extremes now too. I mean, we didn't even talk about the Mile High Club yet, but but she's also.
Did they join it?
They did.
I hope so.
Yeah, they did.
I don't know.
They came out and everybody kind of looked at them when they came out of the room on the plane, and they kind of looked at us.
I missed it.
Yeah, it was quick, but yeah.
It's quick.
I mean, anyway, but then also she starts lying, when she says that Rayna was the one that said she had to have this record done in 2 days, and we all know that it wasn't, that she was the one saying that she would get it done in 2 days, and so we start seeing her sporadic behavior too, and her.
Yeah, and
unreal.
It's like she really has herself to blame, not to like really blame, but it's really herself, because she's adding more to her own personal workload, which is overcompensating for her being a mother. So it's like, really, it's just her problem, and she needs to balance that out. Right. And they try to sit her down, but unfortunately she's not thinking clearly.
Well, it's like the doctor said, hyper-focusing is one of the symptoms of postpartum depression. And that's exactly what she's doing. She's hyper-focusing on her career, and everything else is falling by the wayside. She's treating Avery like dirt. She's not even looking at the baby. She's being crazy to everyone in her life that she's normally just like semi-crazy to. I don't know. I hope they can rein it in.
I don't think we're gonna see it. I don't think we're gonna see it fixed by the end of the season. I don't think so either. I think it's gonna be a cliffhanger that we're gonna see. She's throwing things at Avery and the baby now. This is serious. Yeah. Can we talk about something else that's serious?
We can.
Will's dad showed up today, you guys.
Yes, he did.
What?
And this is the first we've ever seen him.
Of any family of Will's.
Yeah. Yeah, I read this one in the trades that he was coming, but so we found out a little bit more about his life. Yeah, I know. I kind of didn't want to know, but so we find out that they've had a falling out, and they haven't been talking for years, because since he was 17.
He left him on the side of the road with nothing. That is crazy.
But his timing is convenient.
Yeah.
It's like, why show up now when you're, and just like his boyfriend said, when you're starting to have a really successful career and everyone's looking at you and you're getting a record and all that. And it's just like, it's interesting timing. Yeah. Like, he's showing up now.
This is what I think, because I feel like they left a lot of holes in this story for us to kind of insinuate. I think that Will comes from a very religious family. I feel like that was probably the biggest thing that kind of had his family kind of not accepting him. I think obviously his relationship with his dad has always been a rocky one, because he probably hasn't been the perfect son that his dad kind of wanted, like a manly, whatever son. And I think they probably dropped him on the side of the road because they found out he was gay, and I think now that they've seen all this stuff in the media, they think, oh, he must be straight. Like, you know, he said, oh, your mom has been praying for you. I guess her prayers have been answered. So I feel like this is his dad just kind of checking in, like, oh my God, maybe, like, you know, our prayers have been answered. Maybe he's not gay. Maybe they prayed the gay away. And
well, he said you're with a good girl now, even though it didn't work out.
Yeah. And so I don't think it's malice from his dad. I honestly don't think this is like, oh, this is a convenient time. I honestly think it's his dad being like, oh my God, like, my son is the son I've always wanted and dreamed about, but little does he know his son is living a lie.
Right.
Which he's going to find out very quickly.
I kind of thought the same thing at first. I was like, oh, it's very, of course, because he comes in whenever he's like making money and doing all this stuff, until they had that conversation. And I think the same thing, because I think it's genuinely, they think like our son is, like you said, living the dream they always wanted for him, but it's just going to blow up in his face.
And I didn't want it to come out like this, guys.
I know.
I wanted him to do it on his own terms.
I did really like the conversation with Kevin, though. Like, I liked that. I liked that he called him out on that and was honest and saying, like, it's really hard to watch you kind of forgive him, for him to come back and you just forgive him like that, because I know that he doesn't love you for you, you know. And I thought that I liked that scene too. I thought it was good writing and a good point.
And also a good, like, both sides. Like, I can see both sides of it, because you know, this is something Will says. It's not only when he came out as gay, but he's never heard his father tell him that he loved him, and so you see that. And you understand why that meant so much to him, and why he wants to hold on to that as tight as he can. But I feel I'm gonna just write predictions.
Well, ultimately,
we all have predictions.
I think like ultimately it's his dad, and I mean there have been things before. I'm sure everyone's experienced, like, you know, when I was 10 and my mom said you can't watch TV, and I'm like, I'm never forgiving her. Obviously, different level, of course, but where you think like I'll never forgive them, whatever, but then the second they kind of do what you've always wished they would do, it changes it, because it is your blood, that's your parents. There's nothing that he wants or has wanted more for a while, I guess, than to hear that from his dad. And of course, hearing that is it's not like he's gonna forget, but hearing that, it means something to him. It's not like he can just throw it away.
And I kind of like that about Will too, that he wasn't like just angry or like a Juliet that just pushed him away too, that he was open for forgiveness and was like, you know, come to the show tonight at least.
I think honestly Will has been one of my favorite characters this season. I just think he is so they have written him so well, and I feel like he's very realistic, and I feel like the emotions that he goes through, I feel like he's more relatable than any of the other characters, and seems more human and not kind of a crazy character like this, the lead woman or something like that. He just is like this real person who
and a damn good singer, right?
Damn good singer.
So good.
I missed him at Stagecoach, and I was so sad. But I did see Deacon, and I was so glad. I like teared up a little bit.
Did you get any video? Anything?
Do I don't. I'll have to go through all my. I took so many pictures. Whitney just thought I just like kept freaking out because Whitney's interviewed him, so she was all like, "Oh, girl, you just go up to the front of the stage, do your thing," and I'm just like up there like.
I would have been the same way.
I kept saying
I'm surprised you didn't jump up there.
No, I was close. I was like, Tim McGraw was great, but Deacon, man, seeing him live. Tim McGraw was amazing, but yeah, it was. He's just so good. He's so good live, and Charles Esten, and he is Deacon on stage, and he sounds just like that. And he's so good looking. He's beautiful. He's beautiful. And he just glows. And he's I could keep going, but I'm gonna stop.
Everybody out there, you have to look to see if his tour is coming to your town.
Yes, go see him.
Yes,
go see him. Charles Esten, come see me.
May 9th?
Oh, so like
Saturday?
It is this week already. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
How did that happen already? Dang. Yeah.
Charles Esten.
They're in LA this weekend.
May 9, 2015.
You're my fave.
All right. Let's talk about the exes. Scarlett and Gunnar.
Goodness,
I know, right?
I'm glad that they're kind of working out their ish tonight, and they're now finally being professional, mature type of relationship, brothers business, not personal, and it's just like I'm glad they're resolving it in tonight's episode, because it would have got old fast.
It took till the end of the episode though, like it was getting old watching her blow the record deals, you know, like oh no, let's go to another one. It's like okay, enough.
Scarlett, you're being annoying.
Yeah.
Well, and that's what I feel like, with Nashville, we see a lot of storylines just kind of put on replay. And it was the Rayna Deacon one for a while, and I was so over it. And I'm getting very much over this tension between Scarlett and Avery. I mean, not Avery, Gunnar. I can't anymore. It's so annoying, and I'm over it. I just want them to figure it out. I either want them to choose each other or not choose each other and be done with it. But I guess that's not real life. So everybody has baggage, and we'll see where they go with it.
I think that's why they brought Kylie back in, though, because it's almost like they kind of made Gunnar just look at her and love her again. Yeah. And so I think it would be too easy for Scarlett to just look at him and love him again. So it's like they brought her back to make her jealous and whatever in the midst of them getting all of this stuff. But
I have a question for you ladies. I mean, because we saw a really kind of interesting scene with Kylie, with Gunnar talking about his history with Scarlett. After seeing this scene between Gunnar and Kylie this week, do you think what Kylie said to Gunnar last week about Jason was a lie or the truth?
I don't know. Whenever he mentioned it, her face tonight was like, she didn't seem like, oh, I don't know. It was weird.
You're doing some crazy eyes.
I know. Those are my Kylie eyes.
She did have weird eyes like that, though.
She had real weird eyes.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's a good question, but I think it was more so the only reason why we're seeing, the doctor and Kylie is just to force Gunnar and Scarlett to reevaluate their relationship. Are they together? Do they love each other? Yes, on some levels they do, but I think it was mostly just for storytelling. It's like, where do we stand? How do they define their relationship?
What about you, JJ? Yeah. What do you think?
I'm torn on this one.
There's
just something about Kylie that I don't trust. So
she's so cute. Alexa Vega, you can just tell,
tiny.
She's so little, and Gunnar is so tall. So when they're around each other, she comes up here.
I think that's why they kept him sitting down.
So she's so little. She's adorable too, and I hate that she's playing this character that I hate. But I don't like Kylie at all.
I don't trust her for sure because
who leaves their baby?
That's
right.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
Exactly.
No, not that it doesn't matter what happened, but either way, he's still her baby, and she still left him, or he's still her child. She's not taking care of him whatsoever. She had no idea that he was with her parents. It just doesn't. So of course we're built not to trust her because she's doing every bad thing ever. I wouldn't. If she's lying about it, I wouldn't know. I don't know why they would put that in there. She lied about it.
Yeah, I know.
But she definitely seemed weird whenever he mentioned it.
And maybe that's it, what you said. Maybe it's just, I just don't like her because of the fact that she left her baby. And I just feel like no matter what happened, I don't like seeing her back because I don't like seeing that she was just okay with just leaving and letting Gunnar be, responsible for him. I just don't know how you could actually walk away from your child like that.
Yeah.
I don't want to see her anymore.
And speaking of babies, fake baby watch.
I know.
I can't deal with it.
You were very good. You waited 27 minutes to say that. I thought for sure that was going to come out right away.
Fake? Okay. I should have, because literally it was in the first 5 minutes of the episode was a fake baby.
He
Again,
just plops down
of the fake baby, and they're not even, it's just you can tell when Hayden holds the fake baby that she's a little more used to holding a real baby. So she kind of she gives it a little more weight. But Avery takes it and she's like, whatever. And then they do a close-up of the fake baby's face, and I'm just like, stop doing a close-up of the fake baby's face and put some bricks in it so it feels like the weight of a real baby. I can't with the fake baby. And I understand it's difficult to get real babies on sets. It's very expensive. It's not an easy thing to do. That's fine. Just no more close-ups of the fake baby.
I cannot believe I didn't notice this until tonight. I literally have not noticed. Maybe I just haven't paid attention to it.
It's like American Sniper every damn episode. And Clint Eastwood has even owned up to it. And two babies were sick, and that's why they had the fake baby.
Oh my gosh.
Nashville, you gotta stop. Learn from American Sniper's mistakes and /4 episodes. Just leave the fake baby at home.
please, for us on the rest of the panel.
Hayden, do us a favor and bring in your real baby. Please.
That baby's probably 3 feet tall.
I know,
already.
the baby's probably bigger than her and Avery. Like, but seriously. Oh, I can't deal with the fake baby.
Oh, okay. Fake
I'm
babies.
sorry, I'm done.
Feel better?
I feel a lot better.
Wow.
I'll feel even better when they stop it with the fake baby.
Well, other than the fake baby, anything else there on that board that we haven't discussed? Or you
I
guys
just
wanna talk
want
about?
Scarlett and Gunnar to make out. It just needs to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought for a moment tonight, maybe against the locker when they were back there, it might get a little smooching.
The tension is
it was,
too
it
much.
was tension was building and he was getting closer, but then they opted for the friends.
Jeff and Layla a little bit.
Yeah.
There's the whole tweeting out, and now that whole Twitter.
Ew.
Yeah.
He's the worst. I still
Oh,
hate
he's
him.
the best.
These two
Twitter
girls.
feud.
I'm glad I have someone on my team.
No!
I cannot believe, y'all, he is so
Okay,
physically
thank you.
attractive.
I love it.
No,
Keep
he's
going.
not.
Yes,
No, he's
he
not.
is.
No, he's not.
Can-
No, he just looks
Like,
very
yeah,
slimy.
you
But I love. Okay, this is the thing. I have to tell JJ. I
smile.
still
We love you,
Oliver
Oliver
Hudson. Oliver Hudson. I love you. I hate Jeff Fordham. And maybe that's just you're such a great actor, Oliver, and you play this slimy, terrible human being so much that I love to hate him. And actually, I don't even love to hate him. I just really don't like him. He's like worse than a Joffrey because he's just a slimy character.
Worse than a Joffrey. No way.
Well, Joffrey.
From Game of Thrones.
Another show. Yeah, another show.
Game of Thrones.
Anyways, but Oliver, I think you're great, and everybody should follow Oliver Hudson on social media, on Instagram.
he's so
he
funny.
is the best Instagrammer ever. He's hilarious, and I wish we could have him in studio because I feel like I would fall in love with Jeff Fordham if Oliver Hudson came in studio.
Okay. Yes, but what kind of manager is Jeff? We know he treats women terribly.
The worst.
And then to have his client and girlfriend sign that contract, be like, hey, this is for you to promise that you're not going to just up and leave me in business, and then they immediately make out. I was like, what is that? And then number two.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, what kind of relationship is that? And then number two, to actually encourage a Twitter public fight.
Yeah.
So just so she can get followers in the wrong way.
Well,
What kind of manager are you?
He's completely taking advantage of her being like, okay. Because she didn't.
No.
I mean,
She's too
like,
naive.
He hands her this contract that says something about like he will be her manager for all time
Forever.
or something
Yeah.
like that.
Right. Yeah.
And she's like, okay, whatever, and doesn't even read it. So I think he's fully taking advantage of her not really knowing what she's doing.
She's so naive. How to not read a contract?
Yeah, no, I'm not saying I agree with all of his actions on the show, but but I mean, we gotta say that the guy is smart. I mean, he knows how to get her followers, and he knows how to turn around situations that are bad and make them work out for him.
In all the wrong
yeah.
ways.
Not-
I mean, he's
though.
lying to her in the process, and it's not gonna end well. I mean, there's no way.
Yeah,
because
but she signed the contract, or now she's
But
screwed.
she signed the contract. Good point.
But this is the other thing. We do know Jade is a shady character. We
Right.
do know.
Yeah.
We do know that. But the way that he's dealing with it is not the nicest. I feel like he's using a personal history that he has with her. He's using oh my god.
Vendetta?
He's using his new artist to kind of attack
Right.
Jade, which basically that's what he's doing. I don't know. She sounded really good though singing her
she
song.
did.
She has such a great voice.
She really does.
And the other song, I thought all the music tonight was really great.
So
The
good.
Something's Gotta Give between Gunnar and Scarlett.
Oh, I
It
loved
reminded
it.
me of their old stuff
Yeah.
from season 1 that just every time they sing together, you're just like, it's just magnetic.
I love the line when who was it, Avery? That's like their personal lives a mess, but when they're together, they just make amazing music.
Yeah.
Well, it's the way they are when they look at each other when they sing is the same thing that Deacon and Rayna
Yeah.
do. It's like they lose everybody. They're just on that stage, and their eye connection and their chemistry is
so
just
good.
so
So
yes, it sucks you in. But speaking about that moment
Yes.
again, though, the major thing we should talk about is that Deacon's secret did get out to everybody on the radio station.
Yeah.
Well, and
like-
who leaked it? Who do you think leaked it?
I feel like they're not even gonna address it just because it had to be, or I guess it didn't have to be leaked, but it was gonna be leaked at some point. I feel like they're not even gonna talk about it again.
I
but
agree
I
with you.
mean,
Just the fact that everybody knows.
yeah.
I'm so glad he came to the Bluebird though and actually sang.
Me too.
I you know, when he said that thing to Scarlett of like, you know, this isn't about the fact that I have cancer, you know, I got to keep living, got to keep moving on. I almost said, "Don't put dirt on my grave just yet." I was like, "Oh, he should sing that song now." But yeah, it is kind of weird that people are treating him the way that they're treating him. But you know, again, they're all just there because they love him. They really do support Deacon, and I'm glad that he's accepting this from everybody, even though not every. It's not, you know, it's probably not your favorite thing to kind of deal with.
Although the radio girl was a little out of you would never. I mean, it was fine to say it. You know, the first say that he has cancer. He's doing a show, but to be like, might be his luck. I mean, come on.
Girl,
unprofessional.
It's just like salt in the wound.
Yeah, you don't. Yeah.
That was
Poor little Deacon.
But he's moving past it, even though it set Rayna off, and they're so good.
Yeah.
Next week, but predictions? Do we don't?
And
the other thing that came out.
Secret is out.
Yeah.
No,
it's gonna be out.
Yeah, with the pictures. We got the pictures.
It's gonna be out.
And
well,
Luke
because Luke knows, and the tab it's
That's
gonna
what
be
my
out in the
prediction's about,
tabloid.
so
They said a tabloid in a week. They said.
It's okay. We'll handle it.
All right.
Can we talk about predictions?
Let's just do predictions.
Can I go first?
And now,
You can.
your AfterBuzz TV.
I get really antsy. I get nervous people are going to steal my predictions. Especially when I write them down. It means they're very important. Okay, I think Luke is going to tell Will, like almost immediately. He's going to bring Will in, have a sit down with him, talk to him about it, maybe even show him the pictures. And I think he's going to work with not only Will, but Kevin as well. And Luke is going to, he's going to encourage Will to come out before all this comes out. So even though he's not going to be able to really do it on his terms, which I wish they would have let him do it, I think he is going to take that initiative and come out himself before a tabloid just releases it.
Yeah.
I agree with you on that one.
I hope that's right. I feel like, Luke is an amazing man, or I think Luke is an amazing man, but there's something, I feel like that's almost like too easy, even though it's not easy, because clearly, like you said, it's not on its own terms, but I don't know. I hope that's what happens.
Maybe. Okay. My prediction, I'm Beverly.
All right.
Beverly. Because we know that Deacon's cancer was told publicly over the radio, all in Nashville. All in Nashville knows. And I think the only reason why Beverly is saying, yes, I'm going to help you out and, donate my kidney is just so she can get that public attention and be that savior. Now everyone knows she's going to be the one to save Deacon.
So she's the one who needs it,
she's going to use that attention to get her back into the music career.
That's good.
Yeah, good one.
Ulterior motive.
Yeah. I was thinking she was going to use it as a thing to, like, make Rayna, like we said last week, like, oh, make me one of your, like, backup singers, even though she doesn't want to do or, like, just to make Rayna maybe sign her to her label or do something.
Yeah.
But I'm not surprised that she sent back the $1 million check torn up, because ultimately I don't think that's what it's really about for her. I think she's just going to use it for every advantage that she possibly can, and it's not actually just to help her brother, which is really sad, but that's Beverly for you.
Yeah, because you don't make.
I don't think
you don't make that big of a turn, because she was so, like, the way she walked out and wanted nothing to do with it. I don't think you make that big of a turn and okay with it. And if you you possibly could, but then you wouldn't have that evil eye look to Rayna if she really, like, had changed her mind and was doing this out of the goodness of her heart, and that she, I don't know, she's just evil.
Beverly is the
Beverly.
I think I have one. You guys had such great ones.
What about Deacon,
What
though?
about Tandy
what do y'all
and
think's
Ted?
gonna happen?
Oh, God.
I think.
You can't have a
scene.
preview if someone's coding. That's just never good.
And I don't think we're going to get left with that, because we wouldn't have seen it.
Right.
If that's the end. So I think he's coming out of it.
Yeah, I
think there's going to be a scary moment.
I do think,
but,
I got one. I think Avery is going to walk out on Juliet.
No, with the baby?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
Ooh,
I think he's
JJ.
He's done.
I like it.
I think
I think
married and
I
had
know.
a
I
baby.
don't want to see it,
But
but
he's-
I
no.
just think he's going to... she has to.
I think
She
she's
needs to
gonna
figure
walk
herself
Yeah,
out.
she needs,
Yeah,
she
she needs
needs
to
to feel desperate so that she realizes that she does have like a problem. Like everybody's gonna need to like walk away. She's gonna need to get the baby taken away from her for her to realize how much like she wants it.
Right.
Exactly.
Well, we see
Yeah,
her
okay,
throw
yeah.
the glass, whatever, at
I'd
his
be like,
head.
I'm out.
Yeah.
I'm out.
Yeah.
I think that's when he's gonna leave, and that's
too,
what's
yeah.
gonna make her be like, "Holy crap! I just threw a glass at my husband and baby."
Yeah, but well, that's a legit situation because she's now a hostile woman, and she puts her baby.
Domestic
So
violence.
like, if they go into like any legal disputes, so that's a legit argument.
Right.
So that could not be pretty.
Dang.
Oh,
We'll see.
man.
It's gonna be a
left,
doozy.
people. Oh boy.
Oh, I think Gunnar and Scarlett are gonna make out next episode.
Me too.
Yeah.
That
I'll go with
sexual
that.
tension
Yeah.
is built up
It's
way
built
too
up.
much. We're ready for it. And
Yeah.
I think
Hit that.
Teddy is going to inadvertently get Tandy thrown in jail.
Me too.
Yeah.
Poor Tandy.
Tandy, orange is your
trouble.
new color.
Yep.
I hope so.
All right, guys. Where can everybody follow you guys at?
You guys can follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at Keetin Marchi.
And y'all can find me on Twitter and Instagram at April Whisenhant.
And you can follow me on Twitter at Serafini TV.
And I'm at JJ Jurgens on Twitter, JurgensJJ on Instagram, and at my blog at tomgold.tv. Thank you guys so much. We will see you next week for the finale.
Yay! Hashtag Nashville.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.